Also humiliating, by the way, new interview on the anniversary of 9/11, the 21st anniversary of 9/11, which was over the weekend. Republican Senate nominee in Georgia, Herschel Walker, appeared on Fox News's program with Maria Bartiromo, and he tried to make a statement about the 21st anniversary of 9/11, and it was completely unintelligible and confusing, very shaky. The entire interview was very shaky. He is now winning in more polls. Walker is now ahead of Warnock in Georgia, and look at how he can't even make sense of anything.
Well, you got to pay tribute to the 9/11 victims, but also you saw America come together. You saw America come together because this country was, it was on the war with a country that didn't believe in us. And right.
What? This country was on the war against a country that didn't believe in us, and then the country came together? Does he think that the Iraq war was related to 9/11, even though that's been widely debunked for decades? Does he think that the war was with a different country? It's not clear what he's talking about.
Now we have leaders in Washington like Joe Biden doing venomous speeches that doesn't believe in American people.
Right. So Walker continuing to really struggle to make any sense. Walker at one point raised the great Maya Angelou and tried to use language that certainly would make Maya Angelou up in the heavens roll her eyes, I'm sure.
For this country, I'm fighting for Georgia, because if we give up that seat, and I know Maya Angelou said it, when somebody tells you who they are, believe them. Right now, since Raphael Warnock been in office, we got higher taxes, we got higher gas prices, we got the economy is terrible.
Right. We have almost full employment. We have gas prices seeing one of their fastest declines in a long time. The gas price increase had nothing to do with Warnock. The gas price decrease has nothing to do with Warnock. And then as far as taxes going up, there has not been a tax reform where, quote, taxes have gone up in the vague and overarching way that Herschel Walker is talking about. Just none of it makes sense. During the same interview, Walker saying 70% of drugs go through Atlanta, Georgia.
Tell me about the issues and what needs to be done regarding the border and crime.
Well, one of the things that people don't know, Georgia's not a border state, but 70% of the drugs coming into this country goes through Atlanta, Georgia. And that's something that my opponent don't want to address.
Well, he's not addressing it because there's no evidence that it's true. It's really unclear what Walker means by 70% of drugs coming into this country go through Atlanta. I researched it. Under any of its possible meanings, I was unable to verify that claim. Does he mean that the 70% of drugs are coming through the Atlanta airport, which is a major airport? Does he mean that 70% of the drugs are being driven through Atlanta, Georgia on the roads? By no possible definition was I able to verify that. And then lastly, Walker with, I think that this is a transphobic statement, but it's not even really clear.
That's something that my opponent don't want to address. You don't want to address the border. Have you noticed that it seems like everyone on the left don't want to address the problem, this economy, crime. They don't want to address. Men and women's sports. They don't want to address. They even talking about. They rather talk about whether a man can get pregnant. That's not important, right?
Yeah. He really has a way with words, but I don't know what the hell he's talking about. And he is increasingly winning his race. Can you believe that? If we look at the latest polling data, the last 3 polls have Walker ahead. The last 3 polls have Walker ahead. This is a guy who should have 0% support. But our electorate, and particularly the electorates of states like Georgia to some degree, particularly among Republicans in Georgia, horrifying, weaponized, propagandized individuals. It's scary stuff, extraordinarily scary stuff. The David Pakman Show's longest-running sponsor is Blinkist, the app that takes thousands of nonfiction books, boils each of them down into an explainer you can read or listen to in 15 minutes. Blinkist also condenses episodes of popular podcasts into 15-minute explainers. I've been using Blinkist for years to supplement the books I read. I love reading. I read all the time. But there's even more books I don't have time to read. And you can often find those nonfiction books on Blinkist and consume the entire thing in 15 minutes. My favorite new feature on the app is Blinkist Connect, which lets you share your Blinkist premium account with someone else. You basically get 2 accounts for the price of one, and then you can also share Blinkist books and podcasts between users. I have a joint Blinkist premium account with my girlfriend. Blinkist Connect lets us sync together what books and podcasts we're listening to on Blinkist, sparks many interesting discussions. We just listened to Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power, the new version. Robert Greene, super interesting writer. Find his books fascinating. You can try Blinkist free for 7 days and get 25% off a premium subscription at Blinkist.com/David Pakman. The link is down below.